But now I will say these are the two films that I think, but to tie into the story that what we were saying earlier, right? Like this is how you know DC is dead. You know, essentially. Essentially. This is how you know, not that it's dead, but it's definitely not. I'll put it like this: it's not the main card on the fight.
This version of it,
you know what I'm saying? It's not the main card on the fight. It's like it's a preliminary fight. That's where DC is.
Yeah,
you know, DC is prelims right now.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll iterate. Led by James Gunn.
Yeah,
DC is in the prelims right now.
Yeah, because 10 years ago,
right.
It was the main ticket.
It was the main event. It was the main event. Okay. It's a prelim right now, right? But this is how you know that this is where Warner Brothers is at right now. The main event right now is Dune Part 3. Period. This is the movie they chose to compete against Doomsday. Like they're coming out on the same day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's not an accident, right? Like it's not. I don't think so. I like what they're doing already. Like certain actors doing playing with the whole Doomsday thing,
right?
The whole Barbenheimer.
Doomsday.
I like that,
right.
And I think that's good for both films. I think that's gonna create, if people keep following this. Which hold on before I forget, but if people keep following this, this is going to be an event, just like Oppenheimer and Barbie was.
Yeah. Double feature type of thing.
Type thing. You're going to the theater to watch both films, whether it's one at one time in the same day and the other one and the other time in the same day, or whether you do, I'm going to go Friday see this one, Saturday see this one. That's what's going to happen here. Yeah. Hands down, it's a win for both films, personally, in my opinion. You're
seeing both,
yeah. I'm going to see them both for sure.
Yeah.
I will say Dune, though, on the other hand, they aggressively went for that IMAX release and took it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like that. Kevin Feige and them, they're kind of salty right now that they couldn't. I know they're kind of salty right now that they couldn't. You know what I mean?
It's funny because this is rumors right now. They may try to move just so they can get the IMAX.
I heard that.
You see what I'm saying? Which there'll be a punk out. That would be a punk out. If they do that,
and if they do that, Dune takes the cake.
Dune will make much more money. I think a couple more hundreds of millions.
Yep.
If Avengers moves, because that would be like, you could flaunt that. Like
exactly.
Fully left, he left because we beat him at his own game. Yeah. But if they stay, I still think Dune is going to do great either way.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I mean, they're both going to do great either way. Yeah, it's not even to say that.
Avengers Doomsday, that's going to make almost $2 billion. Like that's all the stuff they're putting in that film. Like my goodness.
Sure. Yeah, no, there's no way it's not doing well. But I think this double feature thing is actually going to be well for them, in my opinion. I think it's gonna promote that double feature event type thing. Everybody's going to get excited. Obviously, they've been smart, I think, with the rollout for Doomsday. Starting off with the teasers, leaked information, kind of just tidbits, and there. And then right now, as far as Dune's concerned, they're going heavy with the promotions. Like I'm seeing it come across my page every other story. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a. So I know that's only going to ramp up and amp up the closer we get. But personally, in my opinion, I think those are the two films that are going to steal the show as far as 2026 is concerned, with the exception of the Odyssey as well. I think that's going to also do
Odyssey's huge. Well, in July, and you can't forget Spider-Man.
Spider-Man for sure. Oh,
that's another 1.5 billion.
You're right, Spider-Man.
Yeah. So the summer, and see all this stuff comes out around Supergirl. So it's like the summer's a lock for, like I said, Odyssey. We mentioned Toy Story, Moana, Minions. Spider-Man's going to be huge, especially, these rumors coming out about it with the characters they're including in that film. It's going to be very exciting for just comic book fans. And then Doomsday, and then Dune. 2026 is going to be insane. And it's not a lot of room for experimental Supergirl films. Like, it's just... You know, you come in, you know, you got the butter knife out here coming into, you know, a gunfight. Like that's what we got there. Is DC should see in it obviously it's funny, but it's like it's a part of that hurts because like this DC,
yeah, no, for sure. No, it hurts a lot.
How is DC going out like this when you 10 years ago you had BVS, the BVS event, you made nearly, you know, you made 870 in the box office.
Right.
That should have been just going uphill from there.
Right.
And you haven't matched that. Even Matt Reeves' Batman hasn't matched that. So it's like, what?
Yeah.
It's insane.
No, for sure. I mean, and that just leads to my next point, and that's that if we're really serious about this, if we're really serious about this, I think this is really our only hope for DC. If I'm gonna be honest, I just really think that's our only hope right now. You know, like it's the
only option. If you're talking about event films,
right?
And, you know, now it's looking like Paramount's going to get this, right? So as far as getting DC, they're bringing back Michael Bay to do big Transformers films again,
right?
They're trying to fix Ninja Turtles franchise to make them more of a worldwide appeal because, you know, it was kind of wonky with that brand. DC, you're saying you want this on Marvel's level. You were right there again 10 years ago.
Right.
It's been downhill. And I know Aquaman did pretty good. You know, obviously Wonder Woman at that time. It's been downhill since then.
Right.
And it's like, what is the shot of the arm in the arm for DC? You gotta have Darkseid. Like,
you gotta.
That's JL2.
Yep.
In theaters. Like, it's a no-brainer, but it's like, are you, because Gunn, he's sitting there tiptoeing with these character movies, and it's like, bro, like, and he already said, well, I ain't doing Darkseid. I'm like, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing with DC, bro? If you're not doing Darkseid, what are we doing then, Gunn? Right. Like, what you want to bring Starro again, the Starfish? You want to do that again, bro? Like, we need more weapons. We're getting killed, man. He said, I'm not doing Darkseid. What are we doing here, man?
What are we doing? Period. What are we doing? You're talking about the biggest, like, even in the comics right now to this point, this is the guy.
Yeah.
This is the guy.
It's been about Darkseid the last couple of years in DC Comics. Because
you know what I'm saying? The disconnect is so insane. It's crazy.
The comics writers gets it like, oh yeah, Darkseid's the biggest draw for a villain. Who's over that?
Right.
You know?
Come on now. You know, so it's like, what are we doing here? You know, it's really like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's like, come on now. You know, and personally, why for me, I am definitely one of the ones where, like, come the end of this guy's contract, like, see him out, man.
Paramount has to see this. Like, they just with this, like, again, I'm not cheering against. I'm making it clear, I'm not cheering against the Supergirl film. Again, people know,
I'm not doing that either.
Looking forward to this story, but business is business, man, and Paramount has to be. Do you know they are monitoring?
For sure. They have to be.
They're like, man, they don't like nothing that you're doing good. Like, what?
Right.
Like, you see them clowning you? You know, Paramount just came out with a Scream 7, a very controversial film because of the whole Melissa Barrera thing and Palestine and all that stuff, right?
Right.
And they navigated that, made a profit. So Paramount's like, okay, let's just stick to what the fans want. You want a Sidney Prescott back? Okay, let's do that. We made our money.
Yep.
So, okay, what do the people want? That's how Paramount's coming into the building. Right. So now they're going to get DC. You got to be seeing their clowning super. This is embarrassing.
Right.
This really is, bro. It's like, I would get it if Superman 2025 really made, if it made more than Man of Steel, there's nothing you can say, right? There's nothing you can say about it. Okay, they're making money. It's like, no, mid-performance, they clowned you the whole time. Now Supergirl, they're clowning you more.
Right.
It's gonna make less. It's what are we doing? That's like that's just what it's. I don't see any way Gunn's keeping his job. Oh, Man of Tomorrow. What do you think is gonna happen different than Man of Tomorrow?
Right.
I'm sure he's gonna bring crypto back for that. Right? As I said, goofy Brainiac, right? Like,
right.
Gunn doesn't do epic.
He just doesn't do
We
epic.
have learned this now. Without the Marvel formula,
Right.
he cannot do epic. That's just what it is, man.
No, 100%, 100%. It's sad, you know, because it's like, dude, like there was a time above, time before.
Diamond absolutes.
Absolutes, man. You're saying DC was just up there, man. And what's crazy is you just can't deny it. Like it just is what it is, you know. Like, and it's funny because, like, look, I still come across people that awkwardly have this idea that the Snyderverse wasn't it, you know. But here's what I also find is that 9 times out of 10, anybody who stands on that, for the most part, and this is my experience, is that they're more Marvel fans than they are DC fans, anyways.
That's one thing, and then two, I feel. Well, first off, because there's a lot of revisionist history out there with people with the haters, but Man of Steel, they actually had good audience scores. Man of Steel, people actually liked Man. It made a profit, obviously. Yeah. People liked Man of Steel.
Right.
So it's like this whole thing, just, you know, they didn't like Zack Snyder's style. No, people showed up. It made more than Superman 2025. So obviously more people like Man. So that's one thing. BVS, I'm going to give that to people that it was divisive. It was a little too scary for some of y'all out there, right? It was a little too real overall. And it's like, and I get it. It's about selling a product. So I get it. But what people, they act like the story ends right there. So the Snyder Cut actually happened 9 times out of 10. I would even say 10 times out of 10. If someone didn't like BVS, they ended up liking the Snyder Cut.
Right.
And that was setting up the rest of the 5-part arc. So you would have liked the rest of the arc.
Right.
I'm giving only because I submit to the numbers, right? I submit to the audience scores, the stuff that's on record. It was divisive. BVS, it's the greatest CBM film ever. People know how I feel about that. Like the greatest 100%. Third act ever. Like that's a whole stream. We could just talk about BVS.
Right.
So, but I get it if some thought it was a little too scary for you. But Zach actually learned and made the Snyder Cut more accessible for you babies out there. Right. And, you know, so that's all I'm saying is that the backlash in a snapshot, I get it. Zach actually course corrected in real time, and you know you brought Darkseid. So yeah.
No, and I would say this though. I my point to even that would be I'm not even even most people that have made those statements, right? Like this is my experience, right? Whenever I ask to clarify, well, what do you mean? You know, like they can never really give me an absolute answer. It's almost like they're just reverberating what they've already heard.
They were told to feel.
You know what I'm saying? Like awkwardly, they never really have a good reason, right? And then even when the people that find the reasons, right? Like, well, Batman was killing, he doesn't kill, and it's like, then it's like, now I know you don't even know DC. So what are we even talking about here? You know what I mean?
And it's disingenuous because it's like, okay, so Batman 89.
Yeah, no, it's a very disingenuous argument. And then not only that, so then even when it's like darker, right? Like, oh, it's dark, it was too dark. Like every DC film up to this point has been pretty dark. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean? It's like that, and that's what I mean when I say like there's too many revealing aspects to that point that tells me you're not a DC fan. Yeah. Because even the old Burton Batman, it was a dark. Those are for that time. It was dark.
Oh, it was definitely Batman Returns. Like scared McDonald's.
You know what I mean? The Batman animated series for being a cartoon
that was dark.
It was pretty dark.
That's DC. Like they had that brand, and Nolan probably had the perfect mix of dark and commercial success. Like he, you know, that's Christopher Nolan though. You know
but even those movies were dark. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Talk about Joker's. Menacing, like
Dark Knight is dark.
The Dark Knight was dark, dude. Yeah. Remember when everybody in the theater jumped for like that scene when Gordon is talking to the mayor and they're in his office or something, and then out of nowhere this body just comes hanging, boom, hits the glass out of nowhere.
And that wasn't Marvel like.
You know what I mean? Like there was nothing light about that. You know what I'm saying? So like that's what I mean when I say that there's just dishonest notions or points
Yeah.
made that I think people that tells me like you're only reverberating what you've heard and what the status quo was, at the time. The way it is with a lot of things, even today, it's just luckily, well, either luckily or unluckily. There's two ways to really look at it, but I guess we live in a time where just information is coming at you. That so it's harder to control narratives like it was then.
Yeah,
where the narrative kind of was set in a way, but
the bloggers kind of and they were pushing Jeff Johns' agenda. Like if BVS happened now, we could, obviously it's all hindsight, but we could have controlled the narrative better in real time.
Exactly my point. But I would say, but even the funny part is like, even with all that being said, like I say all the time, is like when you look at the numbers it made, it doesn't show that people weren't interested in it. You know what I mean? Like that people didn't like it. Close to $900 million, almost $1 billion, isn't a flop by any. You know what I'm saying? So even to try and convince me that there was this divide. Really? No, a divisive film, and not to say that there aren't people divided on it, but even that division, though. Again, I wonder: is it a true divide, or is it fabric, or was it manipulated? Is my whole point. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll say, like in real time, because it's about word of mouth too. So it's like, and in real time again, I know people who was like, "Oh, I heard, basically it wasn't like Marvel." That was a real conversation in 2016. That was a real conversation about, it's not like Avengers. It's not like, Civil War, how that ended up, copying BVS, but they did the Marvel formula. Right. And that's what really kind of tricked these bloggers. They kind of are the part of the undoing of Marvel because they didn't allow the CBM genre to stretch out and, not just be a joke fest. You got Age of Ultron, which is a travesty of a film. You know what I mean? And even Marvel, okay, we went too far with that one. Like that was a little too, so it's like I blame, like you said, the journalists, the bloggers of that time. Social media wasn't obviously what it is today, 10 years ago, even not like it is today. And you could have controlled the narrative then. Right. And again, it was this anti-Marvel feeling. Zack Snyder nailed it perfectly. 100%. Being dark DC. But just like I say, just in real time, it was that audience feedback in real time. Now, again, was it fair or not? That's a whole nother story, I feel, right? Mm-hmm. But just in real time, that was that audience feedback. And there was, in a sense, not the word of mouth it should have had. Right. To carry it easily to $1 billion, which is what it should have made, right. Overall.
But I even put that, but like I've said before, I even put that behind, or I'll put that on the marketing too. Like I think they show too much. I always say that. Like I feel like you shouldn't have showed Doomsday.
Never should have been a trailer.
You didn't have to show none of that. You didn't have to show Wonder Woman. You didn't have to show Lex. The title says Batman versus Superman. That's what we're going to watch.
Oh, the first trailer. That's all we needed.
That's all we needed.
The False God trailer. That's all we needed.
You know what I mean?
Like, okay, they're gonna face off. Okay, I'm buying my ticket. Like that's
exactly.
That's it. Like you don't have to show nothing else at this point. They were like, no, let's show Doomsday. I was in the middle of a club, and the trailer dropped, and so I pulled my phone out, and I'm like, Doomsday. Like I was like kind of mad. Like why is he in the trailer? Right. Like I was so mad about that.
But all that to say that like this, in my opinion, is what they need. I hope Paramount realizes. I mean, I know you've touched on this a bit. There's obviously the background chatter, right? Rumors, right? Of I guess apparently Zack Snyder having conversations with certain people over there. I guess about what he can do, DC related. Obviously, we know he's connected already with that UFC film that they're gonna do.
Yeah, the Saudis
and all that.
As far as like I'm not aware of any conversations, but I'm aware of the connection is obviously Paramount. Again, bringing back Michael Bay,
right,
and everything like that. So it's like I know they want event films for all their IPs,
right.
And with DC, it's like. And again, you have Superman 2025. We see Supergirl's not an event film. It's not. Man of Tomorrow, Like, can Gunn make a BVS level film? I don't think so, right? So what do you really
Superman
got?
2025 was his shot at that.
And that wasn't event level. Like, it really wasn't. You know what I mean? Even for people that like it, like, I was just someone today, because I get in touch with different sides of this. You got Gunn fans, people that were gung ho before and after the film came out. They're like, man, this ain't the staying power that I wanted for. And again, these are people open. They're open to Snyderverse, open to everything. Right. And it was giving Gunn a shot. And they're just like, this ain't it, man. Like, I don't see him doing event level. Right. So why do I think Paramount is an angle for Snyderverse? It's a Saudis connection, because they already have that relationship with Zack Snyder for Brawler. They are now minority stake, share owners once the deal closes. And either Paramount's going to do it. If they don't do it, I think the Saudis would do it. So I think this is a perfect scenario for the Snyderverse. No,
100%. That's the way I see it. I mean, the people are still talking, like for all the craziness about how the divisive BVS was, it's still one of the most talked about films to this day. Right? Reaching its 10-year anniversary. But then even Zack, if anybody who's following Zack Snyder, and look, I think that's of note too, right? Zack Snyder is still posting. Even after the whole, Justice League run, reaching the 5-year anniversary of that, he also obviously, did the 10-year stuff with Batman or BVS, but then still posts Batman and stuff, so it's like, personally, in my opinion, he's still trying to let them know, like, look, you want your event, you want your event films? This is it.
If you want Darkseid, like, again,
we got Darkseid coming.
You gotta do that post when Zack, all those string of posts, again, that whole countdown to ZSJL anniversary. Zack coordinated all that to line up with 214. It's like, come on now, like we've been around this long enough, Vegas. Like, okay, Zack's trying to tell us something. We know this, okay. But that post when Zack was like, Darkseid, the greatest DC villain. The only time you saw him live action was in my film. I was like, dang, Zack, like, you letting them know you want a big event DC film? Like, for Marvel, we want to do a big film. If you're not bringing Thanos back, let's bring RDJ back, right? You got to do big events.
You got to find a way out.
For DC, what can you do, right? Even Matt Reeves' Batman is his thing. We'll see what that, Batman is the key, to DC overall. But we want a big event film. You got to bring Darkseid, and Zack already started it. You got. I think this is an easy choice for Paramount. Be like, oh yeah, just do JO2, make some money. Like, what are we doing? What are we waiting on?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that's just a no-brainer. Like you said, Zack said that's the only film that has Darkseid in it.
That's wild.
The way and it's not that he just has it in it; it's just the setup at the end. As all of us, anybody who, not anybody, everybody who watched Zack Snyder's Justice League is like, yo,
we got to see that fight.
Like,
that's there. That's like, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, just that, oh man, like, you can't stress it enough. Just when you see Steppenwolf's head roll into the bull tube over to Apocalypse, right next to the foot of Darkseid, and he just crushes it,
Bro.
Like,
it's
like, come on.
Cavill was like, bro, Cavill was ready. Like, Superman was ready right there. He
was ready.
Bring it.
Yeah.
I don't know who you are, but I'm right here, bro. Like,
it felt very much like the animated series, right? Like, there was hints of Darkseid and Apocalypse, prior to him actually finally fighting off Apocalypse, right? Like, he first, I think, encounters Calabac. No, not even Calabac, but like,
you talking about the Superman animated?
Yeah, Superman animated. That's what it felt like to me. Like, just that kind of moment where, like, you're gonna get a glimpse.
That was kind of like a Dragon Ball Z moment, like, you know? It's just like, because Darkseid just like, oh, bro, like, who do you think you are, bro? And Superman's like, bro, like, bring it, bro. Like, even Wonder Woman's right there. Wonder Woman's like, let's go.
Right.
It's like, you're not going to give us that movie, bro? Like, are you serious?
Come on, man. It's just a no-brainer, man.
It's a no-brainer, man.
Dude's coming in his armada. He said, ready. use the old ways. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, you know what? I'm not about to face this dude right now. We gonna go the old ways because I don't know about this dude.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Calvin
like,
was
come on,
ready,
man.
bro.
That's what we're talking about here. Here's another thing too. Like, not only is that like one of the most things that I think would create an event, but we talked about lanterns earlier. Like, let's just keep it real. This series that's about to come out, that trailer.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. I'm not. It ain't doing it for me.
Man.
That was just buns.
Even Kevin Smith, first he dropped that Snyderverse thing, right? Really it was like 2 weeks ago, but the Phantom's covering it today. But he was reviewing the Lanterns. That's how crazy this was. He was reviewing the Lanterns trailer. And he's just like, man, they should bring the Snyderverse back. He was like, I was like, dang, like
that's Kevin Smith.
You supposed to be talking about lanterns, and he wasn't like bloviating over it. I was like, oh, usually Kevin Smith, he'd be like, oh, okay. Right. I remember a comic book this reminds me of. He's like the the ultimate nerd, right? And so he was just like, I'm gonna get the Snyderverse back, I'm like, dang.
He's keeping it a buck, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and look, the actors that they got in there, great. Like, I'm like, hey, those are pretty good castings for the story plot you're kind of going with, I guess. But not that I'm too psyched about a Hal Jordan that's older, but I get it. That's kind of cool.
You can make that work.
Yeah, that could work. But and Aaron Pierre as Green Lantern, I mean, that's a good fan casting. Yeah. So like, all right. But like the trailer and the story, everything that we saw, it's buns. Like, honestly, I'm gonna tell you what really pissed me off was really once I saw that stupid lantern suit on a hanger in the closet. I'm like, what the hell are we doing here? Like, everybody was focused on the color, and I'm like, why does it even exist?
Why is this like
since when? Since when is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, since when?
It's a disingenuous arguments out there from people saying, oh, it's an older lantern. So but like what you just said, when I'm seeing lanterns, it's about the magic of it. It's not about just, let me go change into my suit. Like, what?
No, yeah.
It's supposed to come out of the ring.
Yeah. Like, and look, how is Hater loved the Green Lantern Ryan Reynolds. They got it right. It was the ring. Right. It's all in the ring, buddy.
Now, it's still a bad film, right? 2011.
Right, right. But they still got it. You know what I'm saying?
But at least the suit, at least it was that magic there.
It's the magic. Like,
that's what you did for lanterns. Not, let me just throw a suit on real quick. Like, what?
What are we doing?
Why did you think this was a good idea for this IP?
They're crazy.
That's the point. It's like people was like, the color, it's a worn down suit. Okay, whatever. Why can a suit be worn down when it comes out of the ring? Like, why is it a physical suit? It's
crazy, But all that to say, I'm in agreement with Kevin Smith. Bring back the Snyderverse, because guess what? We know there's a lantern there, and guess what? I know that on Darkseid on his way to us has to encounter Oa first. I'll tell you that much. Like, I'm more interested in that. That's, what I'm saying? Like, and I know everybody else would be interested in that. I know that's the event kind of film everybody's anticipating and waiting for.
For sure.
It's that, like you said, that magic, that epicness, that, you know what I mean? And I think that's what we're missing here. It's we need that back. But like, again, from a point of just like good storytelling, proper storytelling, good visuals, scores that actually match the tone and the mood of the story and the movie. Right. Right now it's just what we got right now. It's just bum.
It's I mean, and again, I keep throwing back to this because I'm trying to be realistic. Like, Paramount coming into the building, and they're like, okay, like DeLuca and Abdi, killed it last year, so let's do more original films, like like Sinners and with what they did last year. And it's like, okay, DC. It's like, okay, like everyone seems to hate everything. DC, it's like, like DeLuca and Abdi, y'all doing Minecraft and Sinners, and these are horror films and
Right.
Oscar-winning films. They had multiple different films. It wasn't just Sinners. It was multiple things they did.
Right.
And it's like DC. It's like like they're crapping on Lanterns. They're crapping on Supergirl.
Right.
Like, Clayface. I can't expect like.
Yeah.
Where's the epic turn in this? Because there's nothing after Man of Tomorrow. You got Reeves Batman. That's going to sell itself next year. So it's just, as Paramount business wise, you got to be looking at this like, man, like everyone's not liking your stuff, good. Like what? Like, this ain't landing that well. Like, we're just gonna let that contract run. Like that's just what it is, man. It's unfortunate for fans of that. I mean, a moment for the fans of this stuff. But again, I get people reaching out to me that they were Gunn fans all last year, and they were just like, man, like the sauce is kind of gone for DC, man. And these are fans of Gunn telling me this, and I was like, hey, I'm not feeling it either, y'all. Like I'm not. Restore the Snyderverse.
Hashtag restore the Snyderverse.
And again, you do JO 2 and 3 event films.
Yeah.
And you can figure out your world. You can even, hijack Gunn's world if you want to still kind of run that on the side.
Yeah.
But just let's come out with these event films. Zach can finish the story. Yeah. And then everyone can really move on. If people there's Snyder fans right now. I mean, there's some toxic ones, but there are Snyder fans now where they're like, hey, just you finish Zach's story. I would actually consider watching the other stuff.
Yeah, no, there are people that are on that bandwagon. We're like, hey, you just finished this for us. We'll watch whatever else you got coming out. But they're standing on principle. Like, well, this is what we want.
It's an unfinished story. That cliffhanger in the Snyder Cut. Like Zach knew what he was doing. He's like, you want more of this, don't you? Like, I want the Nightmare movie. I want the world becoming a Justice League. That apocalypse heist film that he called where Darkseid's invading Earth, and it's like, bro, I want to see all of that,
right?
It just or give us Superman 2025 with a fake kaiju, like what was that even for? And Ultraman, who's really brainy, Zorro. It's like. Gun, we're mashing up too much stuff, Gun, and just the epic. Like you just saw in the Supergirl trailer. Did you care Superman was in the trailer for Supergirl at all?
Not really.
Like it's like
not really.
That should never be a thing.
It was Like people, if it hit, then it would have been like, oh, this phone call, is he in this movie? Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
I said as far as because I look at things from marketing. I'm like. If you would have like a cool action shot with Superman in the trip, but Gunn doesn't do that. If you saw Superman 2025, Gunn doesn't do epic action moments. No. He had a lot of chances in that film. He had the whole fight in the baseball stadium. I remember covering the behind the scenes. And this is summer of 2024. I was like, oh, he's filming a lot of action shots. It was in Cleveland, not too far from me. Right. And I was actually going to go out there. I was going to actually go out there and try to talk to Gunn, but that's a whole other thing. But it's like there were moments I'm like, Gunn may actually make a good action film. Now, we understand what we got. Superman got beat up the whole film. It's like I don't know what else can he do except what he's always has done. I just think Man of Tomorrow is just. This is gonna be another film. Yeah, that's just what it is, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. It definitely lacks the hype it needs, the proper, like you said, the fight sequences, that event like feel. It's not there. It's just not there,
man.
But let's not keep beating on this dead horse. Let's not keep beating on this dead horse because we can keep beating on it. Honestly, there's so many angles to come at this from. It's not even funny, and
it's sad, man. It's really
sad as a DC fan. It's really sad. I mean, look behind me, man. Like I got the guys that should be. We should be. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you could tell, but we got Batman. So we got Zack Snyder's
got the league. Yeah, got the whole league right there.
You know what I'm saying? We got the whole league here. This is what we should be getting. But hey, look,
Paramount has to be noticed, and that's all I could bank this on. It's like Paramount is seeing the anti-hype, so they got.
No, I think they do. Look, I'll put it like this: I just don't. They fought really hard to get Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
like they, you know what I'm saying? Like they put everything into this, and I know they know what they acquired. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
DC was a big part of the reasons, that they got.
You know what I mean? And DC is a big piece of that. Like, make no mistake, it's obviously it's a lot. They're getting Lord of the Rings, they're getting Matrix,
Harry Potter,
a lot of IPs, a lot of big franchises, the MonsterVerse, all that they're about to acquire, right? So they know what they have.
Oh yeah.
But DC, believe I know for a fact, is a big piece of that. It's a big piece, and there's just no way they're not looking at the writing on the wall. There's no way they're not seeing that, this guy's story and universe that he's built so far isn't doing it. And I know when they see how Supergirl does, they're not going to be impressed. I'm sure of it.
It's bad timing.
It's bad timing.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's hyped for Man of Tomorrow.
Outside of the usual guzzlers,
right.
When I was actually again trying to just cover this stuff in real time, I was like, if there's an audience for it, I was prepared. If there's going to be an audience for it, and I'm just saying, I'm just going off of my experiences. No one cared when the Brainiac was. That's a travesty for DC fans. Because even though we was mad, Doomsday leaked. Where they put out Doomsday in the trailer, we were just like, "Oh crap!"
We were still hyped because it's Doomsday.
Right? Brainiac is like,
and it should be on that level.
It should be bigger
and bigger. Technically, you're right, because he's a villain that comes across Superman more often than not.
Yeah, Brainiac should be bigger than Doomsday.
Yes,
and we automatically know it won't be.
Yeah, that's sad.
This is crazy, man. It shouldn't be like this. I was low-key depressed that week when he announced Brainiac. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a video on it, and no one cared. No one cared. Even the gun fans was like, oh yeah, good, okay. Like, no excitement. I felt no excitement. I'm like, man, this is wrong. This is Brady. This is the ultimate. Right?
Yeah. Look, here's the reality, bro. Like, when I first saw Man of Steel, I thought Brainiac was the next villain.
Because Zach would have, Zach would have did it.
Well, and that's that we know that now. But I'm saying in that movie, before even it was told to us, I thought the moment I saw the tendrils move the way they did, when Superman's facing off against that, the gravity thing, whatever, and those tendrils the way they were coming at him, I was like, oh, that kind of gives me Brainiac vibes.
Yeah,
the way the ship, his does things like that,
right,
and then even like the tendrils that he whatever, it gave me very much Brainiac vibes. So I'm like, I think he's setting up for Brainiac. And I was excited then for that, but am I excited now? No, definitely not.
Just take Man of Steel and Superman 2025. It's like, it's not even a comparison, man. Like it just the epicness of Man of Steel, just a Smallville fight, just the first flight scene just clears everying. It's like, man, like it's not supposed to be like this. This is wrong, man. This is wrong.
Somebody should have told me it would be like this. Be like this. Be like this. Somebody should have told me it would be like this. False prophets.
It should have been. This is not the timeline we should be in, man. Like
Here we are, and hence why the title of this episode is Fight and Flight, because some things are worth fighting for, and some things need to take flight. Like, get the hell out of Dodge. or some things, some things are fight aspects and some things are taking flight and launching off and new frontiers and you know what I'm saying, and doing great things. Again, Marvel course corrected. I think they're about to land on something great here. Dune, I think, is setting itself up to be the best sci-fi thing ever since forever now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and unfortunately, because Star Wars really hasn't been hitting how it used to,
right.
And Netflix dropped the ball with Rebel Moon. And so that's that. But
Netflix, man, like
dude, Netflix. I mean, they took flight. they
like, oh my goodness.
Said, $31 per share.
Man, like you got these fresh franchises sitting right there, and it's like, bro, like the engagement was there for Rebel Moon. Like on my channel, I always talk about the numbers, the cumulative numbers of you gave Zack Snyder 166 million. You made 4 films out of that.
Yep.
Director's cut. You fumbled that.
Yep.
Releasing it just, bro, like you had a ready-made universe right there.
Right.
And now I guess they want to cut costs, or I don't know what they're doing at this point.
I don't know, man. It's just, but you're right. Again, they took flight on that too. Is what I'm. It's like they even the Army of the Dead universe. Like what happened with that? But yeah, specifically Rebel Moon. Again, I for sure when Rebel Moon came out, I'm like, okay, this is gonna compete.
Yeah, you was really.
But they just weren't. One, as we said before, they didn't roll it out properly. Obviously, But they weren't. Also, they just didn't commit. They weren't aggressive with it. They should have really. And they do this a lot of their big IPs that they have. Like they take forever to kind of like
Netflix does that. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But this is something they need to. And look, it's like my boy Pin says. Look, they're making good money. I guess they're not concerned with, being more aggressive in certain arenas.
Right.
But it's like, but sometimes I wish they were though, because the conversation right now could be, Rebel Moon, Dune, taking the fighting for the throne of sci-fi space, drama, you know what I mean, compared to Star Wars. Are they still that could be a conversation, and it's not, you know what I'm saying, because
it's the thing. People that again was gung-ho for Netflix, like they got to remember Netflix business model, like they don't have to cater to a certain audience, like ever. They can pivot immediately because it's like, oh, okay, we give you some Rebel Moon, but like if maybe they felt we don't want to spend too much money on this anymore, but we got Stranger Things over here. That's a whole nother audience right there. We got these old series, so you got repeat viewers right here. They got sport live events now. So it's like they're all over the place. Netflix, they got a bunch of podcasts on there now. That's flopping. But they took a lot of podcasts from YouTube. They bought them out and brought them to Netflix.
Right. And
a part of that is because when you watch a podcast on YouTube, you got the community commenting and things like that. On Netflix, you can't comment. You can't. So people are losing their communities on Netflix. So that was, they took a chance, and that's kind of bombing. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, let's pivot. Okay, cancel all that. Let's pivot over here. That's what Netflix does.
Yep.
And so it's kind of, and again, this is post Scott Stuber.
Yes.
Scott Stuber was committed to big event films, and it's changed since he's left.
It's changed since he's gone, which is obviously something we touched on before, and it's a shame because it's like, man, he had vision. He had vision. He had guts. And that's over with. Hence why, I wasn't too pressed on Netflix acquiring Warner Brothers. To me, it was always Paramount was the better choice.
Yeah.
If there was anybody else other than Paramount, and we've discussed before, I always thought like, man, Amazon probably would have been a good look if they were
Amazon or Comcast.
But Netflix was always like, I like the fact that they let directors cook, but also do they? You know what I mean?
Don't commit, like you said,
they just don't commit is my point, and so this idea that all of a sudden they were just going to, which I was hopeful for when it looked like it was going to be them, right? I'm like, it looks like it's going to be Netflix. Well, I hope that they just stick to their word. They're going to, aggressively now try and, grab a piece of that theater, money and theater, battle, and stuff like that. But I'm not mad that they they bowed out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, when it leaked out, after it looked like Netflix was going to get it, it leaked out that hey, they're going to do 17-day windows in theaters. I'm like,
what? When I saw that, I was so frustrated.
Like, oh man,
I'm like these guys.
It's like this is the end of theaters, like literally. And so they weren't ready for that arena, and so I am glad they missed out because I don't think they were really ready to commit.
No, to that. They weren't. Now that's not to say Netflix ain't making moves still. They're making plenty of moves. I've discussed plenty of that before. I'm going to discuss a little bit, going on forward. But as far as regarding this realm of acquiring Warner Brothers, I'm glad they didn't. Again, they dropped the ball too many times, in my opinion. They don't commit. We lost out on what Rebel Moon really could be right now. On the cultural, pop culture side of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a shame.